Did Nike just make the biggest PR blunder in women's basketball history? The shocking events surrounding A'ja Wilson's long-awaited sneaker reveal have some people asking that very question. But this isn't just about a new shoe hitting the market. This is about calculated moves, public backlashes, and a web of tension between two of the brightest stars in women's basketball, A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark. And then there's Shereyl Swoops. Yes, that's Shereyl Swoops, the WNBA legend, who has a role in all of this too. It's a story of marketing gone wrong, timing that raised eyebrows, and a reveal that left many wondering if Nike played the wrong card at exactly the wrong time. So let's break it all down. You might want to stick around for this one because the drama surrounding A'ja Wilson's shoe reveal might be bigger than you think. 2 years. That's how long A'ja Wilson had to keep her Nike signature shoe under wraps. While the world was focused on Caitlin Clark, who was gaining massive attention for her on-court dominance and Nike deal, A'ja was working quietly behind the scenes. She had her own massive project in the works, her own sneaker crafted just for her. But no one knew about it. Not even her parents. Can you imagine keeping something that huge a secret for 2 whole years? A'ja could have been the center of attention, but she chose to wait. She stayed silent as Caitlin Clark's deal exploded in the media, and as Clark herself became the target of a racially charged backlash. During that time, A'ja kept working, building anticipation for her own big reveal. A'ja couldn't even tell her parents about the shoe until the day before the official unveiling. When she showed them the design, her dad was reportedly moved to tears. It was a big moment for her, but was it just a happy coincidence? Was she really waiting for the right moment, or did she know exactly when to unveil her shoe for maximum impact? Now, the timing of A'ja's reveal isn't something you can easily ignore. Just as Nike was getting flack for how it handled Caitlin Clark's deal, A'ja Wilson's sneaker hit the market. And the question on everyone's mind is this: was this reveal simply good timing, or was it a calculated PR move? Remember, Caitlin Clark had been at the center of a media storm. Her Nike deal was marred by accusations that the company had favored her over other prominent players. Many felt that there were racial undertones to the way Clark's deal was received, how her success was scrutinized in ways that other players hadn't been. Then A'ja Wilson stepped into the spotlight. Was this a coincidence, or was Nike trying to steer the conversation in a different direction? After all, the shoe reveal seemed perfectly timed to capitalize on the chaos surrounding Clark. A'ja's quiet strength, her reserved approach compared to Clark's high-profile drama, might have been seen as a way to counterbalance the media's criticism of Clark's deal. But wait, was Nike deliberately trying to create a contrast between the two players? It wasn't just a sneaker reveal. It was a strategic move in the game of public perception. As A'ja Wilson stood on stage showcasing her Nike signature shoe, her story was one of success. The crowd cheered, her dad cried, and the media buzzed about how monumental the moment was. But beneath that there was something more. Was this just a celebration of her hard work, or was it a clever marketing play designed to take attention away from Caitlin Clark's Nike backlash? A'ja had to keep her shoe a secret for almost 2 years. Why? Was it to keep the attention off her during the chaos? Or was it because she knew this moment would hit harder if the public was focused elsewhere? It wasn't just a marketing move. It felt like a well-planned strategy to shift the narrative. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The race dynamics in the sports world played a role in the timing of everything. While Caitlin Clark faced criticism for her Nike deal, A'ja Wilson was largely left alone. Was this a reflection of the deeper issues surrounding race in the sports world? A'ja herself admitted, "I feel like as a black woman, I have to work 10 times harder to get the respect I deserve." Could Nike have chosen A'ja to make a statement on race and representation? Despite the hoopla surrounding A'ja's shoe, let's take a look at the reality of her basketball career. While A'ja Wilson is undeniably talented, the numbers don't lie. Her games aren't exactly drawing huge crowds, and TV ratings for her matches aren't even close to breaking the 300,000 viewer mark. So why did Nike choose to invest in a signature shoe for a player with relatively low engagement compared to someone like Caitlin Clark, whose games are widely followed? This is where things get tricky. The sneaker industry is a reflection of how popular a player is, not just on the court but in the public eye. Caitlin Clark's Nike deal was scrutinized because of how massive her popularity was becoming, while A'ja Wilson's deal seems a bit more forced. The contrast in popularity between the two players can't be ignored. A'ja's reveal wasn't just about a shoe. It was about Nike's attempt to position her as the future of women's basketball. But with numbers like these, was this really a strategic win, or did Nike miscalculate the level of excitement that would surround her brand? Now let's talk about Shereyl Swoops. She's one of the biggest names in WNBA history, and her involvement in Asia's sneaker event raised some eyebrows. Shereyl was there hyping up Asia, cheering her on and positioning her as the future of the league. But let's be real. Why was Shereyl pushing so hard for Asia? Was it because she truly believed in her, or was there something deeper at play? Shereyl Swoops, with all her experience, has seen it all in the world of women's basketball. She knows how to navigate the politics of the sport. So when she threw her full support behind A'ja Wilson, it wasn't just about admiration. It was about positioning her for success in the industry. But here's the thing. Sheryll's backing might not be as innocent as it seems. Was she part of a larger plan to shape the future of women's basketball? Or was she simply trying to ensure that Nike didn't screw this up like they did with Caitlin Clark? After all the celebrations, after the emotional shoe reveal and the hype surrounding A'ja's moment, the public reaction wasn't as favorable as Nike had hoped. The media was quick to bring up the racial narratives that had been part of the Caitlin Clark saga. The question became, was Nike using race to create a contrast between Clark and Wilson, setting the stage for one player to be praised and the other to be scrutinized? Nike had attempted to shift the conversation in their favor by focusing on A'ja's quieter, more calculated approach, but the public wasn't blind. Many saw this as a racially charged marketing strategy. The fact that A'ja was black and that Caitlin Clark was under fire added layers of complexity to the situation. Nike had essentially turned two players' personal stories into a marketing tool, but this backfired when people started questioning the ethics of it all. So what's the verdict? Was this a well-executed marketing move, or was it a PR disaster waiting to happen? A'ja Wilson's Nike reveal will go down as one of the most controversial moments in women's sports marketing. Nike tried to play the game of public perception, but it seems like they underestimated the complexity of the situation. Will A'ja's shoe revolutionize women's basketball and set her on a path to stardom, or will this be a moment people look back on and say, that was a mistake? As for Nike, they've managed to create a story that will be remembered, whether for the right reasons or not. What do you think? Was Nike right in their strategy, or did they miss the mark? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.